You'd be forgiven for thinking this phone's craziest feature is its sheer size, but then you find out it's got a 33,000 mAh battery, a 1,200 lumen camping light, a 200 megapixel camera, and a world's first for a rugged phone, a built-in projector. Samsung actually did that a while ago. This is the Oukitel WP100 Titan. It's powerful, it's completely bonkers, and it's certainly not for everyone. Let's start with what makes the Titan genuinely unique, the built-in projector. It's 100 lumens, definitely not cinema-grade quality, but in a dark room or a tent, for example, since this phone is geared towards camping, it's absolutely fine for watching movies on the go. In daylight though, it's borderline gimmicky. It's just simply not bright enough to have an enjoyable experience on. What is impressive though is the automatic adjustments based off the angle of the projector, and then you have these side buttons which you can actually use to focus the image as well. It's also smart enough to automatically switch your YouTube videos to 16:9 when the projector's in use. I've got very mixed feelings about it. It's undeniably an incredibly cool feature. It works in the type of environment that you'd want it to, and as an all-in-one solution to camping tech, a battery pack, a projector, and a camping light, it's actually genuinely really good. And speaking of camping lights, 1,200 lumens on your phone is just insanely bright. It's honestly more like a floodlight than a torch. It's great if you're outdoors camping or in a power cut, but way overkill if your biggest adventure is finding the light switch at night. And I want to emphasize now that although this phone has impressed me at so many different points during my review, this is not an everyday phone. This is the phone that you buy specifically for outdoors, long trips away, and definitely not for your pocket. Of course, these insane features don't stop at projectors and camping lights. We've got that absolutely ginormous 33,000 mAh battery. That's almost triple your typical flagship phone. It translates to roughly up to 6 months of standby time, 72 hours of heavy usage, or about 49 hours of video playback, roughly 6 movies in a row. Charging is also super quick for a battery of this size. 66-watt fast charging with the included wall plug, by the way, gets you to half in just under an hour. And then it's got 18-watt reverse charging. This is basically a power bank that just happens to be a phone, making the WP100 a bit of a Swiss Army knife of phones. Now, the trade-off to these flagship killing specs is that this weighs 867 grams and is 3.3 centimeters across. That's almost a kilo in your pocket. It's not a phone you'll comfortably carry around town. It's for a backpack, rucksack, or even your car. One-handed usage though is actually surprisingly not that bad at all. It's easier than you might think, but you really do start to feel the weight after a while. On top of this though, the rugged build is serious stuff. It's IP68, IP69K rated, and then military standard 810H. It can survive drops, water jets, and dirt. It's got solid metal rails, shockproof corners, a textured back. It's built for survival, and although it doesn't fit into your usual expectations of a phone, I do think that it looks pretty bloody awesome. If you forget about that incredibly loud design and flip it around, it's actually got a 6.8-inch Full HD Plus display running at 120Hz refresh rate, which is absolutely insane for a phone like this. It's colorful enough, it's smooth enough, but the brightness does peak at around 650 nits, which isn't too bad, but it's definitely not on flagship levels. What they have gone ahead and done though is add a fingerprint scanner on the right hand side here, which actually works pretty well. The list of surprisingly good features doesn't stop there though. We need to take a look at the WP100 Titan's camera setup. The Titan packs a 200 megapixel main camera, 32 megapixel selfie camera, 20 megapixel night camera, and then a throwaway 2 megapixel macro lens. Daylight shots are actually surprisingly detailed. Night vision adds a little bit of flexibility, and then it's got 4K 30 FPS video, which is fine, but don't expect Galaxy or iPhone levels of dynamic range or consistency. It's good for documenting adventures, but definitely not Instagram perfection. And much like one of their other phones I reviewed, the stabilization on their video cameras is absolutely terrible. But going back to photos, they look really sharp and crisp with the 200 megapixel sensor. The colors look a little bit washed out and not quite true to life, but I do feel that you can get some good enough shots with it, and Mr. Take It Easy was rather impressed with the 32 megapixel selfie camera. Now, Oukitel have marketed this phone as a do-it-all camping phone that you can really rely on, so what's it like when it comes to performance? Being able to watch movies is one thing, but playing games is another. The Titan is actually powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7300 with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage, which can be extended up to 2 terabytes. It handles apps and games without any issue. I had a quick game of PUBG with a high high quality texture pack installed, and absolutely no issues, not a single sign of any lag at all. On top of this, the suite of connectivity options is really modern and up to date. You've got global 5G, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.3, NFC for making card payments. Performance is not the bottleneck here, it's just its sheer size and weight. Another thing that's really impressed me with Oukitel's products is actually the packaging. It's a really nice box, but inside you get an included wall plug and a charging cable along with all your manuals and whatnot. Really nice considering leading smartphone developers give you absolutely nothing. The software is currently running Android 14. It's got an update for 15 promised soon though. It's clean, but still no Widevine L1. So basically Netflix and Amazon Prime are going to be capped at SD quality. It's not a deal breaker for everyone, and it's something that's quite common on lesser known phone brands, but certainly worth remembering if you are thinking about purchasing one of these. So what's the verdict on this undeniably exciting, but little bit bananas Oukitel WP100 Titan? Let's just go over the good bits again. 33,000 milliamp hour battery that puts power banks to shame, a built-in projector and camping light that's actually useful outdoors, 200 megapixel camera that's solid in good light, durability that you can really genuinely trust, 66 watt fast charging, 18 watt reverse charging, accessories in a box, and overall just insane utility. The not so good is that 867 grams, you are literally carrying around half a brick. And then on top of that, it's just too thick for daily pockets or normal use. The display brightness is only average outdoors at best. The cameras do lag behind proper flagships in terms of consistency, and then your Netflix and Amazon Prime is stuck in HD. The Titan certainly isn't a phone for everyone. In fact, it's wildly impractical for everyday life. But if you are into camping, traveling, or working in the field, it's a phone, it's a projector, it's a torch, and a power bank all in one. The other big positive, of course, is that it's only $699, even less if you use the discount code in the description. That's absolutely bonkers when you consider all of the features that you get with this. For the adventurers out there, it might just be the ultimate rugged do-it-all phone. For everyone else, it's a fascinating but quite frankly ridiculous brick. Links are in the pinned comment if you want to check it out, and I'll see you in the next one.